Testing. Hello. Hello. Here's where things are gonna get interesting because I got all of these. I'm gonna change this real quick too. I need something a little bit more, age appropriate. There we go. That's more age appropriate. Oh damn! Here she come. Oh, she thick. About this one. Okay, I definitely cannot show that one. Okay, I can feel my ad revenue just fading away. Do you guys like anime tapestry wall scrolls? Because I know I do. Just like anime figures, wall scrolls are a great way of celebrating your favorite anime or character and decorating your place with these high-quality prints. They come in a variety of shapes and sizes and celebrate just about every anime out there, from the most heartwarming to the hardest of hardcore hentai. But if you're new to anime and collecting, it might be quite difficult to know the difference between certain sizes and different prints and where to even buy them. But don't worry, that's what I'm here for. So get out a glass of orange juice, grab some roasted peanuts, because today I'm going to show you guys where to buy anime wall scrolls. Enjoy. Oh, this is the classic Toradora. This is the one that's been in my video since day one. At least her bottom left leg. That's what we call an OG waifu. If you guys don't know this about me, I freaking love anime wall scrolls and have acquired quite the collection over the past few years. Everything from the highest in life-size Nekopara wall scrolls to the most bootleg of bootleg Toradora wall scrolls. And I've learned a few things over those years as to where to find wall scrolls and where to find the best deals on wall scrolls. But before we actually get into the where to buy section, I'm just going to kind of go over the basics a little bit. So if you are brand new to this, you kind of know a little bit of the lingo. This is a wall scroll. It is made of actual fabric, and it's a nice high quality print. Typically has two plastic rods that go across the top and the bottom of the wall scroll and keep it taut as you hang it up. Has this little piece of rope here. That's what you can use to hang it up. I typically use the little command hooks to hang them up, but there's a variety of different ways to do that. That's the easy part. You might be wondering, AP, what's the difference between a wall scroll and a poster? This is a poster, and as you can see, it is not printed on fabric. This is just standard paper here. And even though this print is very high quality, I would say typically a higher end wall scroll is going to have better print quality compared to even a higher end poster. Wall scrolls are also a lot easier to hang up. Posters, especially ones that are shipped like the one I just showed you, are going to constantly want to be rolling up onto themselves. And it's much easier just to hang up a wall scroll than it is to have to pin or frame a poster. One thing that you're going to run across as soon as you start searching for anime wall scrolls is the different sizing, and it's not always as simple and cut and dry as it should be. Most wall scrolls you're going to come across out there are going to be a B2 size, which would be like, that's a problem, I got a lot of life-size ones here, so humble brag, I know. This is considered a B2 size wall scroll, which is by far the most popular size you will come across as you start to search for wall scrolls. Now, there definitely are other sizes of tapestries out there, and they range from over life size all the way down to B4, which is a small wall scroll that typically would come with a figure or is used as promotional material. The wall scrolls behind me here of both Vanilla and Uzaki-chan are considered life size, and even though they aren't exactly perfectly life size, I'm not here to debate proportions in anime with you guys. There are a ton of different options out there for life size anime wall scrolls, And typically those are going to be my favorite to collect. They hang really well, especially if you're using them to display next to or even behind a figure display cabinet. If you don't have room for a life-size one, then definitely going down to a B2 size is going to be much more manageable. Another thing to consider with wall scrolls is going to be the actual material that they're printed on. Most of the lower-end wall scrolls are going to be printed on this type of material. I'm actually not even sure what this is called, but it's a very rough, kind of coarse material, and it definitely gets the job done. It's kind of like a bootleg body pillow. At the end of the day, it's still your waifu for you to cuddle into the night. But it definitely has its downsides too. It's definitely not as nice of a material. It doesn't usually hang as straight, gets a lot of creases in it, and the actual resolution of the picture printed on it is gonna vary. Most of your wall scrolls that are in that $20, $30 range are gonna be printed on this type of material. Now, if you compare that to, let's say, an $80 wall scroll, like this one here in front of me, that's gonna be usually either printed on some sort of suede or polyester material. As you can see, it has a lot more give in it. Once you actually hang it up, it's gonna lay completely flat. Typically, it doesn't get as many creases in it. Also, with higher-end wall scrolls, the image printed on them are just much higher resolution, so they just look a lot nicer at the end of the day. Nearly every single legitimate seller of wall scrolls online is going to list not only the material and the size of the wall scroll, but they're also going to credit the original illustrator of it as well. For example, these Neko Para wall scrolls are obviously going to be copyrighted and licensed by Neko Works, but the same thing is going to be true with any anime wall scroll out there. They're going to be licensed by the actual publisher of the anime, or they'll at least credit the original illustrator for the piece if it is an original work. So now you know some of the lingo about wall scrolls. We went over the different sizes, we went over the different materials and how they're actually licensed. So I think it's time now to actually look at a few of the different sites that I use to actually get my wall scrolls. As we get into these different websites, you're going to realize a lot of them I actually use for figures as well. So if you've seen my guides on where I get new and used figures, you're going to see a lot of similarity going forward. So let's hop on the old PC here. Get out of the way, Uzaki-chan. For all of you that were actually concerned about the bowl cut, I can assure you it is coming back.
Tapestry.
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 Tapestry. I don't know why that's such a hard word for me. Like, that just defeats my brain for some reason. One of the main sites that I use for wall scrolls, especially new wall scrolls as they come out, is going to be good old AmiAmi. Now, you guys have heard me talk about AmiAmi before. I've talked about them where I get used figures and new figures and all those different videos I did. So I'm not going to go too much into it, but if you are definitely looking for wall scrolls that are from anime that are currently out or currently very popular, or you're looking for new releases of wall scrolls as they come out, AmiAmi is definitely a good choice for that. What's cool about their selection is they have wall scrolls in the $30 range, they have wall scrolls in the $100 range, and everything in between. They also have a lot of different options in what kind of wall scrolls you want. If you want something more cutesy from your favorite anime, you want something a little bit more ecchi, or if you want wall scrolls from super hardcore hentai, they have everything in between, all in one shop. It's quite convenient, I must say. Damn, I'm stacking up these points. I may have a problem. AmiAmi also does provide you with a pretty good basic description of the wall scroll, its material, and its size. So if we use this Rika Shirime whatever bath towel version wall scroll as an example, if you scroll down to the bottom here, it'll show you the date of release, it'll show you the brand that it comes from, the character name, and also, most importantly, the sizes, the actual dimensions of the wall scroll itself. So if you are looking for new wall scrolls, then definitely check out AmiAmi. It's a great choice for that. Another good shop to check for new releases is going to be Tokyo Otaku Mode, and even though it's a site that I don't use quite as much, it's definitely one to check in on every once in a while. Tom definitely has a lot of different options for wall scrolls, just like AmiAmi. They have a ton of different options for anime that's currently running or really popular anime out there. So if you are looking for something a little bit more mainstream, then definitely give them a try as well. Probably the site that I use the most for wall scrolls and tapestries is going to be Mandarake. Of course, you guys know I cannot make a where to buy blank anime item without talking about Mandarake. I can guarantee you they know my name by heart. I've spent so much money with them. Mandarake, if you don't know about them, is pretty much a garage sale for weebs. They literally have everything, and that also includes tapestries. Super Pacheco, what What is this? Nobody's told me about this. God, she is freaking thick. See, that's the thing with Pacheco. It really depends on the artist. Like, sometimes she's like thick, and then sometimes she's like, whoo, thick. Application form. What, I gotta fucking essay to buy this? Mandarake is one of those Japanese websites that definitely takes a little bit of time to get used to. So if you are new to them, definitely requires a little bit of patience. Usually what I'll do is just type in tapestry, and that should give you a pretty good selection of ones to look at. One really cool thing about Mandarake is their selection is absolutely insane. They have wall scrolls on here from anime you've never heard of, from hentai, from the most current popular series to original artists. So I think that's why I find myself using this website so much, is their selection is just so wide, so broad. The one downside to Mandarake is their description is pretty lackluster. Usually they'll give you some sort of size, give you the condition of it, but that's about it. It's kind of one of those sites where you get what you see, and they really don't give you much more to work with. If you ever run into a situation where you just want to learn more about a certain wall scroll or piece of art before you actually buy it, then it's definitely worth heading over to My Figure Collection, doing a quick search to see if you can find a listing on there. If you do find a listing on there, it'll give you all the information, everything from the artist to the size to when it was released. So that's a great place to do some homework if you are unsure on a certain wall scroll. Oh, illustrious. Just come hold me like a baby in your arms. Is that weird? Another website that I found myself using recently is oh my gosh. Tora no Ana. Tora no Ana is definitely another good website to use if you are ever looking for doshin, or if you're looking for wall scrolls of the adult variety. They have a lot of different exclusives here too, so if you are a fan of a certain artist or you are looking for original artwork, this is a good place to check. They have quite a unique selection. What's cool about Tora no Ana, if you are an overseas customer, such as myself, I am in the good old United States of America. They actually have a system built into their website that'll ship internationally to most countries, so you don't have to use any sort of proxy service to use it, just like AmiAmi or Mandarake. It is a little bit confusing, but they do have a few guides on their website on how to use it, so it's definitely worth checking those out. Now, there are countless other websites you can use to find licensed wall scrolls. I would love to hear the ones that you guys use down in the comments, but these are just a few of the ones that I use personally on a day-to-day basis. Surogaya is another one that I use from time to time. It is a website that does require a proxy service. They do not ship to the United States, so keep that in mind if you do use them. If you are unsure of what a proxy service is, it's something that I might do a future video on. It's something that I'm continuing to learn about, the different services that are offered. But pretty much in summary, it's a service that someone offers where they buy Japanese exclusive goods and ship it to you at a cost. Melon Books is another great website to use if you are looking for more Japanese exclusive artwork or wall scrolls, but they also require a proxy service, so definitely keep that in mind if you are budgeting for a certain item. Like I said, these are definitely not the only options for finding wall scrolls. You still got Solaris, you got Ninoma, you got CD Japan. I'm sure they offer some different tapestry options. There are other options, believe me. Just like anime figures, there are going to be bootleg tapestries and wall scrolls out there. It's very easy for a company to just scan artwork and then print it on their own material, just like a fake body pillow. So that's something to definitely keep in mind if you are trying to find legitimate wall scrolls or artwork out there. Places like eBay and Wish are 99% of the time going to be bootleg items, especially if they do ship from China and are at a lower price point. I'm sorry, China. I'm not racist. It's just true. So it's worth checking these websites before you go. So it's worth checking on these websites before you go adventuring onto the unknowns of eBay. One question I get from time to time is, AP, what if they just don't make a wall scroll for my favorite anime or for my favorite character? And really your best bet then, if you really do want a piece of that character or from that anime, is going to be commission an artist for them to make one for you. I've commissioned a ton of different artwork over the years from different artists, and I'll try to link all the ones that I've used personally down in the description. And you'd be amazed the quality of artwork you can get for less than $100. Usually what I'll do is once the commission is completed, I'll go to some sort of printing company. Usually I'll use Vistaprint. Print it onto a large piece of paper, anywhere from 11 by 17 up to, I think it's 14 by 28. Frame that, and then now I have my own custom piece of artwork of a character I really enjoy. And typically that whole process from commissioning the art all the way to printing it and framing it is going to cost less than $100. So you always have an option, even if finding merchandise of your waifu is as rare as Centuria's, you still have options out there. Whew! Alrighty, you guys, that's all I have for today's video. Hopefully I helped teach somebody out there a little bit more about wall scrolls and where to find them. Remember, if you ever do want to see more of my collection, or shoot me a message, and the links to all my social media will be down in the description, so be sure to check that out. I have a ton of different figure review videos coming, and also a whole bunch of different other videos, how-tos, so be sure to stay tuned, and I'll be sure to catch all of you guys in the next video. Peace.